South Africa did the unthinkable and qualified for the World Test Championship final in 2025, becoming the first team to punch their ticket to Lord's for the summit clash. Kagiso, Rabada and Jansen hung in against relentless fast bowler Mohammad Abbas for a tense 2-wicket win in the first test on Sunday and sealed the Proteas' place in next year's WTC final. Jansen overshadowed Abbas's brilliant figures of 6 for 54 with a square-driven boundary against the fast bowler as South Africa reached 150 for 8 just after lunch on day 4 and escaped with a close win in the two-match series. South Africa had started this WTC cycle with a loss against New Zealand, but since then the Proteas drew 1-1 against India and then went on to beat the West Indies, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to stay on top of the table. But with the Proteas now having taken away one of the two final spots, what does that mean for India's chances of competing for the WTC mace come the summer of 2025? If India win the MCG test against Australia but draw the series 2-2 with Australia winning in Sydney, India will finish their WTC cycle with 126 points and a 52.26 percentage points. However, Australia could still surpass India by drawing both tests in Sri Lanka or winning at least one. If India draw the MCG test but win in Sydney, they will end the WTC cycle with 130 points and a 57.01 percentage points. In this scenario, Australia must then beat Sri Lanka 2-0 to qualify for the WTC final. If India lose the Melbourne test but manage a draw in Sydney, they will finish with 118 points. But Australia would overtake them by the end of the series, meaning that is not an ideal situation for the Indian team. If India draw both the Melbourne and Sydney tests, they will finish with 122 points and a 53.5 percentage points. In this case, Australia will need to win at least one match in Sri Lanka to edge past India and qualify for the final. As things stand, India's chances of making the WTC final are not very good, and it would be a major blow to the Indian team given they have competed in both editions of the WTC final to have taken place thus far.